Hare Krishna Masterji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of Japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let's recite Bhagavad Gita shloka We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 14, text 4. If anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll go in alphabetical order. Yes, Aditi Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadionir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sarvayoneshu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahatyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll go in alphabetical order now. Achyut Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri
Dandavat Pranam
Prabhupada.
Mataji. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yaha Tasam Brahma Mahadhyoniraham Bija Pradapita. Translation by Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. In by Nia, Jai Shri Mataji, Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadhyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Inia.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadhyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yaha Tasam Brahma Mahadhyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation by Sri C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavanti Yam Tasam Brahma Mahadhyone Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation of Lord Srila Prabhupada. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Isha.
Sarvayanushu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadhyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Krishna Ashish. Not going to log in. Madhava.
Sarvayanushu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadhyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father.
Rasapriya.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyona Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father.
Usha Mataji and Medha.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyone Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth and this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father.
Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasham Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Narasimhalila Chaitanya Prabhu and Spurti Suraj Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can read without looking, Mataji.
You memorized. Very good. Go ahead.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya
Murtaya.
Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasham Brahma Mahadyoner Aham Bija Pradapita.
Very good.
Translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Good job.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तया सम्भवन्ति तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिरहं बीजा प्रदापितः. Translation by His Divine Graces. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Others are not.
Okay. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtayah Sambhavantiyah Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradaha Pita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father.
Thank you. Saujanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot sorry to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 14, text 4. Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtayah Sambhavantiyah Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Okay, anyone else? I think everyone has recited. Let's begin reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, the Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. In that, we are reading now. So Lord Brahma, along with all the demigods, like Lord Brahma, like Lord Shiva and Lord Indra, and also taking Bhumi Devi, who was in the form of a cow, arrived at the shore of the milk ocean. There, after arriving there, they all recited the Purusha Sukta prayers with great attention. And then Lord Brahma, in his samadhi, heard the voice of. So where did they go? They went to the shore of Milk Ocean. Who resides in Shweta Dweep, in the Milk Ocean? Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So they were offering prayers, Purusha Sukta prayers, to please Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And then they wanted to explain to him the problem of Bhumi Devi. What was Bhumi Devi's problem? That the earth is overburdened by these demons who are dressed like kings, and they were increasing their military powers in billions. The number of soldiers was in billions. She was overburdened by this. So they all approached Lord Vishnu. Why only Lord Vishnu? Because he is Jagannath, he is Devadeva, he is Vrishakapi. So we discussed that, why he is like that, what is the meaning of these adjectives. So after reaching there, they prayed, offered Purusha Sukta prayers, wanting to pacify Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Then Kshirodakashayi Vishnu spoke to Lord Brahma. What happened was there was this Akashvani, there was this sound vibration in the sky which could only be heard by Lord Brahma, that too in his samadhi. He was in samadhi. In samadhi, he was able to hear that sound vibration of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So that sound vibration was actually the order. It was the order. So that we'll find out what it was. But that sound vibration, Lord Brahma then told to the demigods, whatever I'm hearing, I'm going to repeat to you. What I'm hearing, I'm going to repeat to you. What I'm hearing is the order of Purusha. Which Purusha? Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Whatever he has spoken, I'm just going to repeat it to you. And you should immediately, without delay, execute that order. Saying this, Lord Brahma begins to repeat the words of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. I told you one thing to remember here is Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is speaking and Lord Brahma is not conveying what Kshirodakashayi Vishnu said. It's not that Lord Brahma is saying Kshirodakashayi Vishnu said that. No. If Kshirodakashayi Vishnu said you do it, okay? If the statement of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is you do it, then Lord Brahma's statement is also you do it. Not that Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is saying that you should do it. No. He's saying in direct speech. So what he is doing is he's simply repeating the words of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Keep that in your mind. So the verses 22 to 25, 22, 23, 24, 25, these four verses are the direct speech of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, and they are repeated as it is by Lord Brahma to the demigods. So then we started reading these four verses. So in text 22, what did Lord Brahma say? Lord Brahma say means Lord Brahma is repeating Kshirodakashayi Vishnu's words. So Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is saying that for as long as, first thing he said was, even before this means what? Before you, all of you are coming here and offering prayers to the Lord, to me, or offering prayers to find out a solution to Bhumi Devi's problem. So the first thing that Kshirodakashayi Vishnu said was, which Lord Brahma is repeating is, even before this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in knowledge of Bhumi Devi's problem. Okay? Who is saying? Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is saying. Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is saying the Supreme Lord is aware of Bhumi Devi's problem. So who is the Supreme Lord that Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is talking about? Who is the Supreme Lord that Lord Vishnu is talking about? He's saying the Krishna. Yes. So Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is saying even before this, the Supreme Lord is in knowledge of Bhumi Devi's problem. So then you should, again, this is Kshirodakashayi Vishnu speaking. You all demigods. So he's actually conveying it to Brahmaji. So he's saying you all demigods as your portions, right? Your the amshas or portions of all of your demigods should take birth in the Yadu dynasty. Yadu dynasty means by Upalakshana you should also consider Kuru dynasty. Yadu dynasty means Vrishni dynasty, all. Right? So in the Yadu dynasty and Kuru dynasty, you must take birth. How? Through your amshas. So you demigods, your amsha, that means a portion of you, should take birth in Yadu dynasty. Now what do we understand about Yadu dynasty? The Yadu dynasty is eternal. The members of the Yadu dynasty, they are the eternal associates of the Supreme Lord. They are eternally. Dwaraka is the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. It's not a temporary material land. Just like Vrindavan, Dwaraka is also eternal. So the residents of Dwaraka are also eternal. So if the Lord is saying amshas of you demigods should take birth in the Yadu dynasty, means portions of you should go and mix with the eternal associates. Okay? And then you will take birth on earth. You have to take birth on earth. Why? Because you take birth, and for as long as the Lord is on the earth, and why is he coming on the earth? To reduce the burden of Bhumi Devi. He is coming to reduce the burden of Bhumi Devi. And how is he coming? He is coming by his own Kala potencies. How is he going to reduce the burden? By his own potencies he is going to do that. But for as long as he is on this earth, all of you demigods must stay there in the family of Yadus to assist the Lord in his mission of reducing the burden. Okay, so that was the first statement, text 22. Then text 23 we saw, that's what we were discussing yesterday. The Supreme Lord is going to, let me just share this shloka. So this we finished just now. Uraiva pumsavadhrito dharajvaro bhavadvir amshair yadushupa janyatam sayavad urvya bharam Ishwareshwara. So Ishwareshwara is Krishna. He is Ishwara of all Ishwaras. Swakala Shaktya Kshapayam Charet Bhuvi. By his own energy, he is going to potencies, he is going to reduce the burden. Now the next verse, this verse which we were discussing yesterday. Vasudeva Grihe Sakshat Bhagavan Purusha Paraha. So that Lord, the Sakshat Bhagavan, he is going to appear in the home of Vasudev. Janishyate tat priyartham sambhavantu surastriyaha. So surastriyaha. So one discussion that according to one commentary or according to Srila Prabhupada's purport we discussed yesterday. This means the Lord is telling the demigods that the wives of the demigods, they must also take birth in these families. For what purpose? Tat priyartham. Tat means who? This Bhagavan, Purushaha Paraha, the Supreme Personality, Krishna. Tat means for Krishna's pleasure, right? Priyartham. To please that Krishna, the wives of demigods should also take birth. Actually, Sambhavanta. This is should take birth. Okay, should take birth. So first one was the demigod should appear, then the wives of the demigod should appear. And then yesterday we also saw in the purport how Srila Prabhupada is saying that there are some demigods, some, usually when one perfects his devotional service, first he is transferred, after giving up this body, he is transferred to a material universe where Krishna is performing pastimes, because Krishna's pastimes are eternally happening, continuously happening in this material creation. At every moment, all pastimes of Krishna are happening. Like at this very moment, Krishna is killing Putana, Krishna is killing Dhenukasur, Krishna is getting married to Rukmini, Krishna is fighting driving the chariot of Arjun. At this very moment, all these pastimes are happening. How all the pastimes can happen at the same time? In different places. In different universes, each of the pastime is happening. And as soon as one pastime is over, he'll perform the next pastime. And as soon as he completes, he winds up his pastime in one universe, he'll go to another universe, and again the whole pastime will begin. Krishna's appearance and everything else. It will continue eternally. So, when one devotee becomes perfect in devotional service and gives up his material body, before going to Golok Vrindavan Dham, first he actually takes birth in a material universe where Krishna is personally present, and there he gets an opportunity to be trained to serve Krishna directly. He'll be trained by who? By the eternal associates of Krishna. When Krishna is there, his eternal associates will also be there. So he'll be trained to serve Krishna there. And then after he is properly trained, he or she, then they will be transferred to Golok Vrindavan Dham. In this case, what we are seeing, Krishna is saying that, Krishna is saying that the Surastriya, Sura means demigods, the demigods' wives should take birth. So it's not like they're giving up their demigods' bodies and now they're taking new birth. No, they're coming on a mission. They're being invited by Krishna to come to Vrindavan, or to, specifically here it is Vrindavan, especially Vrindavan here. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada says some demigods, some devotees who didn't complete their devotional service, didn't perfect their devotional service, little bit was left. So for whatever reason. So they are promoted to heavenly planets, if that's their desire. And while in heavenly planets, they're still rendering devotional service. We are talking about pure devotees here. We are not talking about mixed devotees. Because all demigods are in general devotees, mixed. But we are talking of pure devotees. Sometimes a pure devotee, before, he doesn't complete his bhakti 100%. And then Srila Prabhupada is saying he may be transferred to the heavenly planets. Then when the Lord personally comes, he invites them, you come and you participate in my pastime. And after that, so that is their training. So from there, they can directly, after this life, they can directly go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham after getting that training. That's the idea. Otherwise, all the other demigods who came and mixed with the eternal associates, they go back to their particular, like Yadu family members, it is said, they go back to their particular abodes to continue their services. So that was one explanation about this verse. Surastriyaha means the wives of demigods. So they'll get trained so that they can go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. That's the idea. So Krishna is inviting even the wives of demigods for what? Tat priyartham, to please him, to assist him, to please him. Now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a different commentary, different explanation. So by now you are all familiar that Acharyas can give different commentaries. There is no contradiction in that. The Siddhanta is always, whatever differences there may be, they will all be within the boundary of the Bhakti Siddhanta. They don't cross that boundary. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Surastriyaha, here Sura means, because the point is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We just now read, just now means a few verses before, that even Brahmaji was not able to take darshan of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He was only able to hear the voice of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And what to speak of other demigods? They couldn't even hear the voice of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And who is Kshirodakashayi Vishnu? Is a portion of the portion of the portion of the portion of Krishna. But even that Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is not easily approachable. It's so rare. Then can we expect that Krishna is going to intimately associate with the wives of the demigods? Okay, now don't mix both the commentaries. The earlier commentary, you understand it from that angle and that's it, that's separate. Now this one you should understand fresh. Don't mix the two. Okay. This is the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So here you will get a question, how Krishna will associate, because demigods means generally they are materialistic, of course, materialistic, because that's why they're demigods, because they want opulence, they want power, so they're demigods. Nevertheless, they're in the mode of goodness, not like demons. They also have power, but they are in the modes of passion and ignorance. But the demigods are in the mode of goodness, still they're materialistic. So how would you expect that Krishna is intimately associating with materialistic ladies? They are not like gopis. And he's inviting them. So he's calling them to associate with them like gopis. How can we understand this? So here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, actually when it says Surastriyaha, it doesn't mean the wives of demigods. Sura, here Sura means who? You're thinking demigods? No. Sura means Manvantara avatar. You know, in every Manvantara, at the beginning of every Manvantara, six categories of personalities change. One is Lord Indra, two is the demigods. Indra is the king, and then he has so many demigods under him. So the demigods. Three is the Saptarishis. 4 is the Manvantara avatar. There is a Manvantara avatar. For each Manvantara, there's a particular, like you have Yuga avatars, but there's a Manvantara avatar. For the entire Manvantara, there's one avatar. Do you know who's the Manvantara avatar for our present Manvantara? Vaivasvata Manvantara, who is the avatar? Manvantara avatar? Does anyone know? No? It is Upendra, Vamandev. Our current Manvantara's Manvantara avatar is Lord Upendra, Lord Trivikram, or Lord Vamandev. Okay. So like this, every Manvantara will have one Manvantara. So Manvantara avatar means who? It's Lord Vishnu. Manvantara avatar means Lord Vishnu. So I said 4, so far 4. Fifth is the Manu. Manu will change in every Manvantara. Who is the Manu for our Manvantara? Shraddhadev, the son of Vivasvan, Vaivasvata Manu. And then the sixth is the sons of Manu. These 6, it's like, you know, the cabinet ministers changing whenever there's a new government. You get a new home minister, like that. These are the 6 categories of administrators that change in the beginning of every Manvantara. So you can call them all as Suras. Yes? You can call them all as Suras, because Sura and Asura. Sura means those who are devotees of the Lord. Asura means those who are against the Lord. So can't you call all of them Suras? Manu, Manvantara Lord Indra, demigods, Manuputras, Saptarshis, you can call them all Suras, right? Because they are all obedient to the Lord. So here Sura means, Surastriyahana, Sura means Manvantara avatar, who is Lord Vishnu. And Surastriya means that Manvantara avatar's consort. So of course we know in our Manvantara, Vamandev was a brahmachari. That was in the beginning. Then he went to heavens. Remember, Lord Indra took him to heavens. So there, he will have his wife. His wife means his consort will be who? Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi is transcendental. Lakshmi Devi is not a material person. So when Krishna said, Surastriyaha, they should take birth, means he is saying the Lakshmis should take birth. Why he is asking the Lakshmis to take birth? Because Lakshmi also performed tapasya. Yesterday Aditi Lata Mataji was asking that Mother Aditi, the father of Vamandev, the mother of Vamandev, she is the mother of the Supreme Lord. So why she needs more training to come to Vrindavan to go and get training, right? Because her desire is to serve Krishna in Vrindavan. That is only possible when one assists, when one is trained by a Vrajvasi. Even if you are the mother of, Lord Vishnu, still, if you want to associate with Krishna in Madhurya Rasa means sweet Vraja, in Vraja, then you have to be trained by Vrajvasi. So like that, Lakshmi Devi, who is the queen, who is the, the goddess of fortune in Vaikuntha, she also got a desire. This we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Venkat Bhatta, Gopal Bhatta's father. So there this discussion happens because they're Sri Vaishnavas worship goddess Lakshmi Narayan. So there in that conversation we will see that that Lakshmi Devi also is attracted to Krishna. Lakshmi Devi is also attracted to Krishna. So then Venkat Bhatta, obviously, their Sri Vaishnavas completely it's their worshipable deity, Lakshmi Devi. Sri means Lakshmi Devi. Sri Vaishnavas means their Acharya is Lakshmi Devi, starting with Lakshmi Devi. Just like for us, Lord Brahma, for them Lakshmi Devi is the original, first teacher, first guru. So then they will have so much respect. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, even Lakshmi Devi is attracted to Krishna, so Venkat Bhatta says, but there's no fault in that, right? It's not like she's being unchaste to her husband by looking at someone else, because Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu are the same person. So if she's attracted to Krishna, no problem. What's the problem? It's the same person. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted that. Okay, if it's the same person, then why she's doing tapasya to go there, and even after doing tapasya, why she's not allowed to participate in the rasa dance? She wanted to participate in the rasa dance, she was not allowed. So anyway, that pastime we will read when we come to that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But the point here is even Lakshmi Devi is desiring to participate in Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. So for that she is doing tapasya. So such Lakshmi Devis, Chintamani Prakara Sadmasu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhi Rabhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrashata. The Lord is served by Sahasrashata. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis. Many Lakshmis. The Lord is served by many, many Lakshmis, right? So all the Lakshmis who had this desire to to participate in Vrindavan Leela. They are being invited by Krishna. You come and take birth as gopis. And here, Tat Priyartham also has a different meaning. Tat Priyartham means who is Priya to Krishna? Who is Priya? The gopis, the Nitya Sakhis. Nitya Sakhis means the eternal associates, the gopis from Golok Vrindavan Dham. Nitya Siddha devotees, right? The Nitya Sakhis, the eternal associates, gopis, like you have Lalita, Vishakha, many others are there. So all these gopis are eternal associates of Krishna. When Krishna comes down, they also come. Tat Priyartham means to assist his dear Nitya Sakhi gopis. The Lord is calling the Lakshmis to take birth. Understood? The Lord is calling the wives of Manvantara avatar. Who are they? Lakshmis. Is calling Lakshmis to come take birth in the in the families of Brajbasis. Why? So that they can assist and get trained by the Nitya Sakhis. This is Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So what we discussed yesterday, that was one, and this is the second one. Okay. Now let's go to the next verse. Any questions on this, or would anyone like to repeat Surastriyaha? What are the two explanations of Surastriyaha?
I can repeat. I can try to repeat.
Yes, go ahead.
The first explanation which Prabhupada has given is that mother of so Surastriya means he said that mother of Upendra will also take
That's
part.
one example. Mother of Upendra is one example, but others also.
Yeah, other demigods' wives also. Yes. But here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given the explanation that in this Manvantara, every Manvantara, there is a particular god. So this
Avatar.
God, Manvantara avatar. So this Manvantara avatar is Upendra, and Upendra's wife, who later on got married because before he was brahmachari when the pastime happened. He was married to, of course, Lakshmi, because he is Vishnu himself. And so so that means Lord Krishna says that all the Lakshmis should take birth.
Yes.
For the
So
pastimes.
Upendra is one example, Manvantara, but it can be, okay, Manvantara avatars. Yes. So in this Manvantara, there's only one Manvantara avatar. So all the Lakshmis, that's all. Yes, Mata.
Yes. Thank you.
Correct. Thank you. Yes. So all Lakshmis should come, and the purpose is because Lakshmi Devi herself had this desire to participate in Krishna Leela. So now the Lord is giving that opportunities. And also I told you about different types of gopis. Did I tell you that 4 types of gopis? Anyone remembers? Did I tell you or no? I didn't tell. Oh, okay. So there are 4 types of gopis. So one is the Nitya Sakhis, the eternal associates of Krishna. The gopis who are always in Golok Vrindavan, they come down with Krishna whenever there are pastimes. Apart from them, there are 3 other types of gopis. One is Rishichara gopis. Rishichara gopis means they were the sages, rishis, during the time of Lord Ramchandra in Dandakaranya. So when they saw the beautiful form of Lord Ramchandra, they were very much attracted to him. They wanted to have this conjugal rasa, because you see, every devotee has a particular rasa, a relationship with the Supreme Lord, in which they find the highest pleasure. Like Hanumanji would get the highest pleasure in Dasya rasa. but some other devotees get pleasure in Sakhya Rasa and others in Vatsalya Rasa and even Madhurya Rasa. So these rishis at the time of Lord Ramchandra's pastimes, when Lord Ramchandra was in the forest, Dandakaranya, these rishis got very much attracted to Lord Ramchandra, the Supreme Lord, and they wanted to serve him in Madhurya Rasa, in conjugal love. Lord Ramchandra said, oh, this is not, as Lord Ramchandra, even in Vaikuntha, there's limitation, right? You cannot, you have, in Vaikuntha, you have actually only two rasas. One is Dasya, Shanta Rasa, the other is Dasya Rasa, that's all for the devotees. The Lord's personal expansions and his internal energy, yes, there is conjugal rasa and there is Sakhya Rasa. And that also limited to Lord Ramchandra. You don't see Lord Vishnu having a father and mother and Vatsalya Rasa. You don't see that. Lord Ramchandra is special. In Lord Ramchandra's pastime, you see Vatsalya Rasa, you see Sakhya Rasa, you see Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya Rasa means with Aishwarya Yukta, in opulence, not like Braj Madhurya. No, not that sweet pastime. This is with opulence. But you see in Lord Ramchandra's pastime, that's why Lord Ramchandra's planet Ayodhya is special. Even in Vaikuntha's, Ayodhya and Lord Nrsimhadev's planets are superior, higher than the other Vaikuntha planets from rasa perspective point of view. But even those relationships with Lord Ramchandra are limited to his personal expansions and his internal energy, right? Sakhya Rasa you have with Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna, who are his personal expansions. And Madhurya, conjugal relationship only with Sita Devi, nobody else. So now these rishis had this desire to have conjugal relationship with the Lord Ramchandra. Then Lord Ramchandra said, in this incarnation, in this avatar, it's not possible. But in future, in the next yuga, when I will appear as Lord Krishna, then I will fulfill your desire. Like that. So those rishis, now they took birth as gopis. And now they are also trained by the
Those are the 16,000 wives, right? From who were saved from that demon, and he got married.
No. These are gopis from Vrindavan. Gopis. So about these gopis, it is said they were actually not exactly in Vrindavan. They were in the outskirts of Vrindavan, outside of Vrindavan, nearby villages outside of Braj. But you know, vendors, vegetable vendors, and some ladies who sell sabjis and fruits from Braj, they would go to other outside villages. So when they would go there, they would tell them about Krishna, and they got very much attracted hearing about Krishna's pastimes like that. And then I think they got married in Braj, and then like that. So now they came and associated with the gopis of Vrindavan, and by associating with the gopis of Vrindavan, by getting trained by them, they also get an opportunity to participate in Krishna's pastimes, intimate pastimes, like that. So that is one category of gopis, Rishichara gopis, who were rishis in their past lives, but because of their desire, they took birth as gopis. These are not eternal associates, but by associating with the eternal gopis, the Nitya Sakhis, by being trained by them, after this life, they'll go back to Goloka, like that. So that was second category. First is Rishichara, first is Nitya Sakhis, second is Rishichara, third one is Shrutichara. Shruti means Vedas. Vedas are also persons, personality. You see, when you read Krishna book, there's a long chapter, prayers offered by the Vedas. So these Vedas are describing, this will come in the initial chapters, first, I think it's the second chapter or second chapter, the prayers offered by the Vedas. So there, The Vedas are glorifying Krishna so beautifully, Krishna's form, Krishna's beauty. While describing the wonderful glories of Krishna, they also get attracted. This Madhurya Rasa is so sweet, it is the highest Ujjvala Rasa. And they also get a desire to serve the Lord in that relationship. The Vedas are getting a desire to serve the Lord as gopis. So they also actually take birth as gopis. The Vedas take birth as gopis. They are called Shrutichara gopis. Third category. Rishichara gopis, Shrutichara gopis. And the first, of course, Nitya Sakhis. And the fourth category is Kritachara gopis. Kritachara gopis. That means they perform this. So this Kritachara gopis are these Lakshmis. Surastriyaha. Surastriyaha. And according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Surastriyaha means they are Lakshmis, the wives of Manvantara avatars. So they also perform tapasya, wanting to participate in the pastimes of Krishna as gopis. So except for Nitya Sakhis, the other three categories, they have to get training first. They have to be trained. They have to assist the Nitya Sakhis in their pastimes with Krishna. So that's why Krishna said here that the Surastriyaha should come and take birth. Tat Priyartham. Tat Priyartham means for the sake, for assisting my dear, who is dear to Krishna? My dear ones means his eternal gopis, Nitya Sakhis. So that's the other explanation.
Mataji,
Ah.
thank you for explaining these 4 types of gopis. It's really interesting. One thing, if you think about it, that Upendra's mother, Aditi, she did tapasya, remember, to get, by the advice of her husband, to
Payovrata.
Payovrata, to get Lord as their son. So that means she desired to have Vatsalya Ras, Vatsalya relation with Krishna, right? And then
Actually, she didn't desire the Lord with Vatsalya Ras. Her thing was she wanted. This is not exactly, rasas will come in pure devotional service. At that point, it was not really pure devotional service. She was interested in her sons, the demigods. They were, kicked out of their homes, and where they were, she was very sad. Remember? So then she was like, the whole house was, not kept properly, and her husband had gone away for, for his tapasya. When he came home, he saw the whole house is, and then he asked what happened. And then, she was so sad, and then she said like this, and he felt sorry for his wife. Actually, at first she was very, pleasing. And then he said, yes, ask. Can I ask you for some? Yes, ask whatever it is, I will fulfill. And then she said like this, my sons. And then he felt sorry for her that she's so attached, right? A mother attached to her sons. So then he said, this life is temporary and all that. It was not going into her head. So then he thought, okay, somehow, because Kashyapa Muni is a devotee. So Kashyapa Muni, of course, Aditi also, but, still devotees, that's why pure devotee is not, it's very, very rare without any attachment. Anyabhilashita is not easy. Not having any other desire save and except. If there is someone like that, that's extremely rare, and he's very, very exalted. So she had this attachment for her sons, and she wanted. So her husband thought, let me engage her in the service of the Lord. So you do this Payovrata for 1 year, and by that, the Lord will fulfill your desire. You have to depend on the Lord. So her intention was to get a boon by which her sons will be saved. For that she did a Payovrata. And then the Lord appeared, and then she expressed to him like this, her sons, Bali Maharaj took over. So then the Lord said, I will appear as your son, but keep this a secret. Don't tell anyone. And then I will take care of the situation. So if you remember the whole story, because he could have directly, punished, taken the kingdom away from Bali, fought with Bali, and taken the kingdom and given to the demigods. Why he didn't do? You remember? Don't remember.
Bali Maharaj
because Bali Maharaj
is a devotee. That's why,
no. Priyanka Mataji.
Mother, something was like that Bali Maharaj became so powerful because of his Guru Nishtha, his Guru, the Brahmana mainly.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yes. Because the Lord is Namo Brahmanya Devaya, right? He is the well-wisher of the Brahmanas. If the Brahmanas have given a blessing, then the Lord will not take it back. So the Bali Maharaj is being protected by the blessings of Brahmanas. So then the Lord also has to do it in a tricky way. He cannot directly just defeat.
Krishna is a big trickster, Mataji.
Well, but he's expert in everything. He has a
Very
solution
nice.
for all problems.
That's so sweet, actually. But my thought was, I'm of course wrong, but my thought was that since Aditi had Vamandev, which is part of Krishna, of course, as her child, so how can she have conjugal rasa also with Krishna?
Not necessary that it is conjugal, not necessary. In Braja, you have different rasas. Gopis, Yashodama is also Gopi. She can assist Yashodama and get Vatsalya Bhav. Not necessary that it has to be conjugal. And remember, when Krishna appeared, what did Krishna say? Krishna appeared means before he appeared, or when he appeared to Vasudeva and Devaki in Vishnu form, four-handed form. He said, this is the third time I'm appearing to you. Before this, I appeared as Vaman Dev to Aditi and Ka. You were only Aditi. So, Devaki is Aditi. So, that Vatsalya Bhav is there. So, she had Krishna like that.
So, that means Aditi eternally, one Aditi is there probably, right? So, there are, because then who is being Indra's wife then? When she comes as Devaki. So it's like the soul splits.
Same now, it's already, we discussed it, right? A portion of, so Aditi is not an eternal associate. She's a demigoddess. So a portion of her will mix with eternal associate Devaki.
Yes. Got it. Thank you so much. It's so interesting to discuss this. Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Okay, so we actually didn't even start today's shloka, but we don't have time. But it's okay. We completed the remaining part today. Whatever we didn't do, the other explanation, we covered that today of this verse. Tomorrow we will do text 24. Let's do Bhagavad Gita and Leelamrita. Actually, I also came late. So. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 2, text 18. Please repeat. Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata. Okay. So 16 said, and the material body has no endurance, and the spirit soul has no death. Right? Who is saying this? the Tattvadarshis, those who have seen the truth, they have concluded that there is no endurance of the temporary, the material body, and that there is no death to the eternal, the spirit soul. Then in the 17th verse, we read that that which pervades the entire body, that means the spirit soul, in the form of consciousness, it cannot be destroyed by anyone. So same point, now it is said separately. In 16th verse, it is said, the soul is eternal, the body is temporary. The 17th verse said that the soul is eternal, it cannot be destroyed by anyone. 18th verse is saying, the body is material, it is sure to come to an end. Okay? The 16th verse only, in two separate verses, now it is being said. 17 says, the soul is eternal, nobody can kill it. And 18 is saying, the body will certainly come to an end. So, however hard you try to protect this body, you won't be able to protect this body. So then, for that which is going to come to an end anyway, why do you want to risk, not doing your dharma? Because if you don't do your dharma, then you fall from your platform. You go down, right? You go down. When do we not do our dharma? When we are under the influence of passion and ignorance, we don't do dharma. So what happens to those who are in ignorance? They go down to hellish planets. Those who are in passion, they stay in the middle planets, or they take birth in animal forms. Those who are in goodness, they go to higher planets. So when you adhere to dharma, you're actually progressing. So just to protect the body, you don't want to do your dharma. So, but this body you're not going to be able to protect anyway, and because of not doing your dharma, you're going to fall also. Neither you'll get this body, you'll also your future is also quite bleak. So why you want to do this like that? The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity. So this is also said here. The living entity is indestructible, immeasurable. Yes, that means the spirit soul is eternal, but the material body of this eternal soul is sure to come to an end. So you're a Kshatriya, your dharma is to fight. You just do your dharma. Oh Bharata. Purport. The material body is perishable by nature. It may perish immediately or it may do so after 100 years. It is a question of time only. Right? Does anyone ever talk about this in our schools and colleges or in our work circles? Generally,
No.
people don't even want to talk about it. As soon as you start talking about death, they say, no, you shouldn't talk. These are not good talks. You shouldn't. Why you have to talk about death? Talk about, good things, nice things, enjoyable things. But however you try to hide it, that is the reality of life. So it's better to face it, prepare for it. It's like an exam. However you try to put away the exam and try to keep yourself occupied by fun things and movies and this and that, you will still have to face the exam. And those who didn't prepare, they will fail miserably. On the other hand, those who sacrifice all material enjoyments to prepare properly for the exam, chances are they'll do better. So the fact is, the material body is perishable. It may perish immediately or it may do so after 100 years. It is a question of time only. There is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely. Many people have tried, and I think they're probably still trying, right? They said preserve our body in oil and scents, because in future science will make so much advancement that they will be able to bring a dead body back to life. At that time, you use my body. It's an old body, right? A very old body, but they want to keep that body. But it's not possible. It will never happen, right? There is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely. But the spirit soul is so minute that it cannot even be seen by an enemy, to say nothing of being killed. So now the contrast, the body is certain to die, but the spirit soul, for it to die, for someone to kill the spirit soul, first of all, they should see it, right? So we saw in the previous verse, what is the measurement of the spirit soul? Very, very small. 1/10,000th the tip of hair. Who can measure that and who can see it? It's so minute that it cannot even be seen by an enemy, to say nothing of being killed. As mentioned in the previous verse, it is so small that no one can have any idea how to measure its dimension. So from both viewpoints, there is no cause of lamentation. What are the both viewpoints? That you want to save the body, you cannot save the body. And you're worried that the soul will be killed forever. No, soul will never be killed because nobody can find the soul. So from both viewpoints, there is no cause of lamentation, because the living entity as he is cannot be killed, nor can the material body be saved for any length of time or permanently protected. The minute particle of the whole spirit acquires this material body according to his work, and therefore observance of religious principles should be utilized. The point is, don't give up your dharma. Don't give up your dharma. That's the message. In the Vedanta Sutras, the living entity is qualified as light because he is part and parcel of the supreme light. Brahma Jyoti, light Jyoti, right? As sunlight maintains the entire universe, so the light of the soul maintains this material body. As soon as the spirit soul is out of this material body, the body begins to decompose. Therefore, it is the spirit soul which maintains the body. And who maintains the spirit soul? The super soul. Okay. So it is the spirit soul which maintains the body. The body itself is unimportant. Arjun was advised to fight and not sacrifice the cause of religion for material bodily considerations. So you understood the point, right? That do your duty, and duty again. So many man-made duties are not duties. Duties are what are prescribed in the Shastra. They are duties. So do your duty, your dharma, because by performing your dharma, you will be purified and you will make progress in your spiritual life. But for the sake of body, either self or extended self, if you are sacrificing your dharma, it's not going to do any good to you, nor for those, nor to those for whose sake you are giving up your dharma. It's not going to help anyone. So just do your duty. Next, Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita, continuation. So Srila Prabhupada understood that this Eva, the wife of Carl Jurgens, is not happy, and he was just looking for an opportunity to leave their apartment. Carl's loft did not seem to be the right base for it. Like Prabhupada had a mission, but Carl's loft didn't seem to be the right base. Prabhupada's friends all agreed he should move more into the center of things. The Bowery and Chinatown were too far out of the way. They would find him a new place. Forced by conditions he accepted as Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada sat patiently, trying not to disturb anyone, yet speaking about Krishna consciousness day and night. That cannot be stopped, right? Try not to disturb, but just to not disturb, a devotee cannot stop talking about Krishna. That a devotee can't stop. Srila Prabhupada, he was very, very, he accepted the conditions and he tried not to disturb anyone, yet speaking about Krishna day and night. Carl assured him that with half a dozen people searching, it wouldn't take long to find a new place, and they would all chip in together and help him with the rent. So eventually what happened was Carl also felt that, because he didn't want to displease his wife, so he was also looking for another place for Prabhupada. A week passed and no one had found a suitable place for the Swami. One day Prabhupada suggested that he and Carl take a walk up to Michael Grant's place Who's Michael Grant? Mukund Maharaj. Michael Grant's place and ask him to help. Mike. I was awakened one morning very early, and Carl was on the phone saying, Swamiji and I were just taking a walk, and we thought we'd come up and see you. I said, but it's too early in the morning. And he said, well, Swamiji wants to see you. They were very nearby, just down the street, so I had to quickly get dressed, and by the time I got to the door, they were there. I was totally unprepared, but invited them up. The television had been on from the previous night, and there were some cartoons on. The Swami sat between Carl and me on the couch. I was keeping a pet cat, and the cat jumped up on Swamiji's lap, and he abruptly knocked it off onto the floor. We began to talk, but Swamiji glanced over at the cartoons on the television set, and said, this is nonsense. Suddenly, I realized that the television was on and that it was nonsense. And I got up very quickly, saying, why, yes, it is nonsense, and turned it off. As Prabhupada talked, he tried to impress on Mike how difficult it was for him to live with Carl and Eva, and Mike listened. But was the Swami so sure he couldn't go back to the Bowery loft and live with David Allen? Except for that one incident, it had been a nice setup, hadn't it? Prabhupada explained that David had become a madman from too much LSD. He was dangerous. Mike gave the Swami a half incredulous look. That means he was like, yeah, David Allen? Dangerous? Like that. Are you serious? Like that. Prabhupada then told a story. There's an old saying in India that you get yourself a spiritual master. You sit opposite him. You learn everything from him that you can, then you kill him. Okay? There's an old saying in India that you get yourself a spiritual master. You sit opposite to him and learn everything from him that you can. Once you learn, you kill him. You move his body to one side, and then you sit in his place and you become the guru. Huh? Can't hear. Yeah. As Prabhupada spoke, Mike began to feel that David was dangerous. So he didn't ask for any more details. Yeah, we can continue. It goes on for some more, so we will stop here. So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. We'll see tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Listening to that Krishna, I was remembering the drama that kids used to do for Janmashtami for the cow and all that. But then the deep meaning, like how you explained, and mainly the part like today I was saying, my God, if this is the case, how fortunate is Radharani?
Yeah.
She's like there already in Golok Vrindavan and she doesn't need, wow. Because we know Radha Tattva and all, right, Mataji? From childhood, we have only known regular stories like that.
Right.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.